Hello, everyone. I'm Sheldon Barlett Rumor, and this is it. Welcome back to This Is It TV. I always look forward to these conversations. I want for our next guest to reintroduce himself, his first and last name, and all he's up to.
Sheldon, I'm Bezich, men's health advocate, contributing writer to phillyvoice.com, and of course, the author of Crack the Code, 10 Proven Secrets That Motivate Healthy Behavior and Inspire Fulfillment in Men Over 50. How are you?
I am so good. I am so good. We're going to dive into a conversation, but I can't help to notice we got a little change of scenery. There. I love the new branding. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, the new branding, while my heart and my love is for my guys over 50, and that's the platform which I launched my advocacy for healthy behavior, really, and you know this because we've talked a lot about it, the techniques and the strategies that I advocate for really apply to men and women of all ages. So the new brand is really reflective of the fact that while the heart is in 50 plus men, that these techniques really apply to people of all ages, and so it's really reflected in the new logo in the back and the new brand.
I love it. We love it because we've been tapping into you for years now. And though This Is It Network equally has a concentration in a specific area, women between the ages of 30 and 55, we tap into resources, professionals, experts that provide us a breadth of knowledge, and they can come to us at whatever age, within whatever gender, and be able to get something from it. So I love the new direction. It looks really sharp. I love that there's a focus on your name and yourself, because I know that, again, you're a thought leader within this whole entire category. So we're so grateful for you. So I love it. It looks really good.
Thank you. Looking forward.
Awesome. Okay, so what are we talking about today? I think I'm really excited about this one.
So today we're going to talk about our age and how we measure our age and how we look at it. Again, my platform has always been about motivation in the mind-body relationship. And one real good application of that is this difference between, of course, our chronological age, how many years we've been on this earth,
right,
and other considerations like what the researchers call subjective or psychological age. And that is, how old do we feel? Because we could be obviously chronologically one age, but a lot of us feel younger than that. And some of us feel older than that. So it's really an interesting situation. And then there's also, we'll get to that in a second, what we call our biological age or our fitness or health age, which is based on what the scientists call biomarkers or health measures of, our healthy practices and such. So, but I'm fascinated by the fact that, our psychological subjective age, how old do we feel? There's a bi-directional relationship between that and healthy behaviors, meaning that if you lead a healthy lifestyle, you're more likely to feel younger than you are. And when you feel younger than you are, that really serves as sort of motivation to continue that healthy lifestyle and do other things that can help you feeling younger.
Oh, I absolutely love this concept. It was funny. Girlfriends and I were kind of talking about it. Jane Fonda in particular, especially in the female space. We're like, she is running around and doing all of these things and on red carpets and filming television shows and doing all those scenarios. Like-minded people, the same age, aren't necessarily mobile, not necessarily driving, not paying, all of those kinds of things. So I think, one, we're living a little bit longer, so we can kind of witness the difference as the way behaviors and how a 70-year-old acts in some cases and how a 70-year-old acts in other cases. My goodness, how a 60-year-old acts in some cases. You look at two 60-year-olds and you're like, oh, they're running, active, constantly going out, have a social life, all of these scenarios. And then the same age, another individual can't really walk, having tough time going up the stairs. I think that that's an interesting thing to look at, not necessarily just the age, but everything around it. Am I moving in the right direction?
You're spot on. One of the things that we look at then is that, well, what can we do to make ourselves feel younger and then generate these positive outcomes? And obviously, healthy behavior and physical activity is at the center of it. The more physically active you can be, the more likely that you'll have, you'll feel younger than you are. But there's other things we can do to, make sure we have a sense of purpose in our lives. Are we passionate about something? Socialization, our relationships play a big role, as we've talked a lot. Creating challenges for ourselves. Just because we age doesn't mean we can't tackle new challenges, whether it's, taking piano lessons, running a race, whatever it might be, spending more time with your grandchildren. It could be all sorts of things, but to challenge ourselves and keep us motivated from that respect is a big factor. And of course, other things are, get a job, perhaps maybe part-time job or maybe volunteer. All these things contribute to it. And most of all, reject the stereotypes. Just because we're of a certain age doesn't mean we have to buy into the notion that, well, that some may subscribe to, I don't, that you have to sort of act your age. Well, that's baloney.
That is complete baloney, complete baloney. Another example, my girlfriends and I were talking about the Golden Girls, and supposedly they were like 55, 60 years old. We're like, we saw them as truly seasoned, retired, not doing anything, even though it was socially funny and just a really great show. We really saw them in an older aspect. But now, as we're maturing, even in the fashion and the way you take care of yourself, the way you present yourself, what we wear now as 46-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, isn't the same as where it was 10, 20 years ago.
Exactly.
So just really being able, I love this topic because I think it's really, really important. And I think that there's an opportunity for people to look at things a little bit differently. You always give us advice as it relates to it's not going from sitting down to a sprint, but there are small things that you can do to get yourself into these social graces and social spaces. Like the Golden Girls, I think there's always power in numbers. So having this sense of a community of some kind always helps in making us feel a little younger and a little better.
Exactly. And when it comes to, again, my 50+ men, I've written in the past about, grooming and keeping yourself looking good, because that has an impact on your overall, state of mind in terms of how young or old you feel. You don't have to subscribe to the notion that just because you hit a certain age range, then, you can kind of, quote, let yourself go. Just the opposite. And then, that leads to the whole conversation about biological factors that, again, impact how old you feel, like your cholesterol, your blood sugar, your heart rate. You can actually go online and plug in those metrics and find out what, compared to your chronological age, what is your biological or health age based on those biomarkers. And that's very interesting.
Oh my gosh. I think this is very interesting. Even more so, it's funny because people are retiring, but they have such a runway left, right? And so especially individuals who were go, now that have to manage their own schedules and find themselves a little bit more idle, a little bit more lazy, kind of sitting around, lethargic, eating, snacking, because they're not on the move the way in which they were before. And so again, all of those kinds of negative self-talk and then all the things kind of come into play. But the more active we are, paired with healthy lifestyle, it seems as if we can, act our age, and that age can feel young as well.
Yeah, and today employers I find, are much more flexible in terms of part-time jobs and part-time work, or modest contributions, so you can get the sort of the mental stimulation of employment without, perhaps a full-time commitment and the stress that might come with that. So volunteer positions, there are all sorts of ways on the social side to keep yourself active and feeling young, as well as, the core diet and exercise piece.
I love it. I love it. I suggest all of us act our age, whatever age that is, and be as young as you are, 60, 70, 80. I think that we all have a good life to live as long as we take care of ourselves. This is so wonderful. Again, I love the new branding. I want people to go see it. I want people to follow, fan, and like you. If people want to get in touch with you, and I know they do, where do they find your information?
On social media, it's at Louis Bezich. And the website now is very simple, louisbezich.com, LOUISBEZICH.com. You'll find all the great stuff that was on 50plusmen.com, as well as new stuff we'll be adding every day.
Oh, it looks great. I'm so happy for you. He gets to continue to hang out with us. We're so spoiled to have him as part of our community. Run to his new website and check it out. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Oh, so much fun. Okay, everyone, from all of us here at This Is It TV, I'm Sheldon Bartlett Rumor, and we will see you soon. Take care.